Hello everyone, this is Heather and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to do a layout share, and this is episode 3 of layout shares, since I've began counting, that is. So this group of layouts is actually all from one theme, and this is my high school grad photos, which was about 5 years ago, and I just got around to scrapbooking it now. So I really don't pressure myself to scrapbook every event that happens, and even if I'm behind per se, for example this grad that happened 5 years ago, it's a pretty major event and I knew I wanted to scrapbook it, but I didn't pressure myself to scrapbook it at any particular time. So I'm glad that I did get it done, but I wasn't putting pressure on myself, if that makes sense. And that's really just how I like to scrapbook in general. Big events, I do tend to scrapbook, but not necessarily on any timeline. So I will get right into it. I just wanted to mention that these layouts, I completed all of them while watching Adele Toomey's live scrap stream that she did the other weekend, and that was just such a fun time. She's planning to do live streams on YouTube maybe once every 6 weeks or so, starting again in March, I believe she said. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go see her. Her YouTube account that she does that on is called Inky Quill, and she has lots of other great videos. So anyways, I did all of these while watching and listening to her scrap stream, which was really a fun experience. So as you can see, I'm into the pocket scrapbooking still. And I really wanted to sort of capture some different techniques that I started doing throughout my, you saw in my last layout share that I shared my first half of my honeymoon album, and I also wanted to do some techniques that I did in my December daily album, for example the shaker pockets. So that's sort of what I focused on. And I made a stash kit for myself to do these, and I had been collecting paper, as you can see, since 2011, because that's the year I graduated, and I just collected paper over time and sort of had it all in one spot anyways, so it was basically like a stash kit of things that I was going to use for this. I think I'm just gonna grab that so I can tell you what the collections are. Okay, so I've got my scrap box of paper here. This 2011 paper is called Class Act, Class of 2011, and it is by TPC Studio, which I don't know if they are still around. And then these other papers are from the Off to School collection, which is Fancy Pants, I believe. Let me just check. Oh, actually, okay, so this one sheet is from Fancy Pants Off to School, and then these other papers are from Imaginus, and that is the... Okay, well, I don't know if that collection has a name. I'm a bit confused. Let me check a different paper. I don't see a name on these papers, but this one and this one and a few others throughout are from Imaginus. This, I believe, yeah, I cut this sheet all up, so I don't actually remember what that is, but it might be from this same Fancy Pants thing. I think it probably is. The colors seem to go together. So, yeah, that's where the papers are from. And I just used a lot of washi tapes throughout, some letter stickers, some bling, just different things from my stash mainly. So this is a 12 by 12 page, which I wanted to mix in. I'll take it out of the page protector. This is probably one of my favorite pages that I've done in a long time, and that's because of the story I shared on it. So I've been listening to the Scrap Gals podcast a lot lately, and that is by Tracy Claiborne and Tiffany Lauder. I'll link it in the description below. But they always encourage people to start with the story, which I think is a really great idea. So that's, well, obviously I had the product picked out already because I had a stash kit, but for this page I really thought of a great story that I wanted to go along with this photo. So in this picture is my husband and I. Of course, this is taken just during grad. We were high school sweethearts. So I wanted to write the story about this, and I'll just read it to you. So it says, "These grain bins have been spray painted by the grad class for as long as I can remember." I'm referring to these bins in the photo. "We spent many months defending our Grad 11 from other students," and that refers to the other side of these bins, where there's 6 bins, so we spell out grad and then whatever the grad year is, that grad year always paints them. "I helped the art department paint a mural on the highway side in my final weeks as a grade 12. How could we know that I would be painting them again on my bachelorette party night? How could we know that in 3 years from this moment, we would be taking photos again in this exact spot with a professional photographer on our wedding day? Life sure can turn out to be pretty freaking amazing." So I just think it's really cool that we took grad photos here, and then 3 years later we took wedding photos here. It's a really neat story, I guess, so I wanted to document that. And then this is the layout that's on the opposite side. So this is my friend Jordan and I, and we have been friends since before we were born. Our moms were pregnant at the same time. So I just typed out my journaling here, and it's just talking about our friendship together. I typed this on my computer using a typewriter font and then printed it on pattern paper. So I used this pattern here. And some of these papers, this one is Amy Tan, and these ones are, oh, I have them here, let me pull it out. These ones are from Echo Park, the Capture Life collection. So those weren't in my grad stash kit, but I really liked them with this layout, and I wanted to keep it sort of light and airy looking with a little pop of color. So these letter stickers, I might do a tutorial on this because I changed the color of these, and they're canvas letter stickers, and how I did that is just painted several layers of gesso on top, and then I used some Heidi Swap gold color shine and just painted it right on top, and it turned out quite cool. And then at the bottom there's this little cluster, and I stitched along these border things that I added at the top and bottom, and splattered some color shine as well. So that's that layout. Now we're back into pocket pages, and I'm just going to sort of speed through these a little more. This paper is from Basic Gray Recess. It's fairly old, and I picked it because it had some pencils and school type stuff on there. So here I included a transparency pocket, which I really love doing. And I just cut out some of the little pencil icons from the paper collection and stapled them on there. And I tried to do some journaling on every page. I didn't necessarily talk about exactly what we were doing at that moment, but I told a few different stories from high school, and I made sure to include the names of all my friends and everyone who we shared a limo ride with, because that was a really cool experience. And we had, this is the inside of our limo. It was so awesome. It was a stretch F550 Ford limo. It was very cool. And okay, so this spread I actually did quite a long time ago before I had gotten back into pocket scrapbooking, so it was sort of like my one page that I had scrapbooked about grad, but I just mixed it in here. Even though these photos are duplicates, I still like the page, and I used the same papers, so it still coordinates, I think. I used just some canvas stickers there. Sorry for the glare. It's hard to record with being in a basement suite. It's always dark in here, and I have to use artificial lighting. So I won't get too close to any of these people because I don't know if everybody wants to be on YouTube, but I made sure to include labels, and I just hand wrote these labels and drew a border around the edge, cut them out and inked the edges, and I didn't even know everyone's name necessarily because some of them were dates to people that I knew and didn't even go to our school, so I just wrote whose date it was. But that's a solution if you forget people's names. Just write what you remember. I guess that's all you can do. Okay, and this is the last, well, 2 more pages. So there's the nice title card for the dinner and dance. I just used a couple different letter stickers there. And I don't really like mixing lowercase and uppercase, especially within the same word, unless that's the look I'm going for. But this is a tip. If you run out of letters, so I didn't have enough N's to spell out dance in lowercase, so I just used the capitals from that set. It's a good solution, I suppose. I used a lot of these Tim Holtz tile stickers on this page, and here is another letter tip. So I ran out of U's, so I transformed this Q into a U by just taking a black pen and coloring in parts of it. So that was quite an resourceful way to do that, I suppose. And here I used some more letter stickers, and yep, pretty simple throughout. And then on the back, I have another one of these shaker pockets, which I quite like, and just a few more random photos from the dance. And that's basically the end of the night. This page didn't really need a title card, but I had extra space, and I really enjoy making title cards, so I just spelled out together in 2 lines, I guess, here, and included a piece of pencil that I cut out and some star punch. So that is my grad pages. I hope that you enjoyed this layout share, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I love reading your comments, so thank you so much for always leaving such kind words for me to read. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all of your support. I'll be posting photos of these on my blog as well, so check that out. I'll have overall page shots as well as some closer detail shots if you'd like to see those. And check out me on Instagram. I am big on Instagram. I mean, I'm not big on it, I'm big into it. I really like Instagram. So if you want to see more pictures, some projects that I do, as well as sort of life pictures that I take, I really like taking scenery photos around the area I live. Check that out. It's linked below, and my username is StayBeautiful84, exact same as it is here. Also, I'm on Pinterest, so that's linked below, same name there. I don't pin a lot of my own work, I need to get more into that, but I really love collecting other people's work on my boards, so that's a great resource if you have a similar style and taste to me. I think that's all that I wanted to mention, so I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.